Dialogue tags. So dialogue is when someone is talking. So in the book we're reading, Shiloh, if I open up to a page, we see a lot of, there's no dialogue, oh there's marks here. There it is. So the dialogue is when we have these quotation marks right there. And that what's in between the quotation marks is something someone is actually saying. So in the paragraph, I'm so mad I can't see. I know I should shut my mouth, but it goes on talking. You have your quotation marks. His name's Shiloh. Quotation marks, I say. So his name Shiloh is what Marty is actually saying. It's coming out of his mouth. This up here just tells him he's mad and he's going to, or tells us he's mad and he's going to say something that he probably shouldn't. And then the quotation marks tell us what he said. So his name's Shiloh. And then the I say, it tells us how he said it. So the say means he just said it. His name's Shiloh. If it said I yelled, it would yell, his name's Shiloh! Or if it had I cried, it's telling you how he said it. So on the dialogue tags, we have a couple examples up here. So Jose asked, do you think it will rain today? So the phrase he's actually saying is the do you think it will rain today? That is the dialogue coming out of his mouth, and you have the two quotation marks around it to prove that it's coming out of his mouth. And then it says he asked. So the fact that he asked it means we need a question mark after what he says. So number 1, it says there's a 50% chance of rain this afternoon, reported Emily. So we have to put quotation marks around what is really being said. So remember, those quotation marks, they're just two little lines that go like this, and it just says what you're saying. So I'm going to say blah, blah, in between them, because blah, blah is what's actually coming out of my mouth. So there's a 50% chance of rain this afternoon, reported Emily. So she's not going to say reported Emily while she's talking. So that means you have to put the quotation marks around there's a 50% chance of rain this afternoon, because that's everything that she's saying. So you put 2 tellies right there, and then 2 tellies right there. And then it already has the punctuation that you will use. So that's an example of when it's at the end. So reported Emily's just how she said it. She just said it. And then number 2 says, Emily asked, do you think I should take my new umbrella to school? So we have to see, what is she saying? Is she going to say Emily asked? Probably not. That's probably the way she said it. You don't actually have to underline it. I'm just underlining it for fun. Then we put the quotation marks around what she's actually saying. So she is actually saying, do you think I should take my new umbrella to school? So you put quotation marks around that part because it's what's coming out of her mouth. I'm going to do one more example with you. So that is if you have it, all the words that's coming out of her mouth in one spot. Sometimes it can be paused, or you have the phrase of how they said it or who's saying it in the middle. So like number 4 has a pause. If it starts to rain, Carly added, you will be nice and dry. So if it starts to rain, Carly added, you will be nice and dry. She's probably not going to say Carly added. But what's actually coming from her mouth is if it starts raining, you will be nice and dry. So you have to put quotation marks around all of that. So if it starts raining, is one part that's coming out of her mouth. And then you have to put quotation marks on this side too. You will be nice and dry. So in here, you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that's going to have quotation marks like this for sure.